Hello there, fellow Monster Madness ghouls and goblins. You're currently hearing the voice of a girl with no name, and it's here with very, very clear intentions to sound the alarm. Before you listen any further, beware that frightful spoilers and deliciously explicit language lie ahead. For once you find yourself in the midst of those telltale bumps in the night and the haunting howls of host laughter and cinematic judgment, there is no turning back. Choose wisely.
Well, gentlemen, what's happened in the Lover's Lane case?
Captain, we ain't got nothing. No witnesses. Neither the girl nor the boy could give us a decent description of the man. The boy really never saw him. All he's able to tell us that the man had a white hood over his face and was strong as hell.
Fact is, Chief, the only thing we really do know is that we've got a very strange person on our hands.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monster Madness, a podcast dedicated to all sorts of creature features and beyond. My name is Erika Gwynn, and I'm here yet again to introduce you to the show. Joining with me are two fellows who wouldn't be caught dead on a lover's lane in Texarkana. We have Daniel Gwynn.
Hey.
And Matt Stein.
I mean, I'd go.
Of course you would.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my life has been lived to its fullest. Why not get murdered while plowing some sliz?
Let's go to the lookout.
A sliz?
It's a slang term for vagina.
I think I already have the clip. It's a new world record.
Jeez.
That was easy. My job's done, right? I can leave?
Yeah, you're just done. As always, before we get into the show, we have some info for you. You can find Monster Madness on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as all other obscure social media platforms. There are a few ways you can support our show if you feel so inclined. For the cost of nothing except a few minutes of your time, you can head on over to Apple Podcasts and give the show a rating and review. That helps other people find the show and, positive reinforcement.
Yeah. Tell us what you think.
But don't be too honest.
Yeah, be nice. I don't need another
Ravioli boy.
Ravioli incident.
You can also buy merch on tpublic.com or become a Patreon on patreon.com for as little as $1 a month. So, without further ado, on this episode, we will be chatting about The Town That Dreaded Sundown from 1976.
It was Sunday, March 3rd, 1946. The beginning of a reign of terror for the people of Texarkana and surrounding areas of Arkansas and Texas. A terror so indelibly imprinted that today, 30 years later, people still speak of it fearfully. The incredible story you are about to see is true. Where it happened and how it happened. Only the names have been changed.
More like the movie I dreaded watching.
I do like that. That's a good tagline. More like the movie I dreaded watching. That's good. I like that. So this film has a runtime of 90 minutes. It's rated R, and it falls into the category of crime and drama.
It's only 90 minutes?
It's actually 80.
It felt like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was like 86, but they wrote down 90. So I don't know. I guess they were counting something else.
They rounded up in 76.
Yeah.
I guess so.
We paused it halfway and we're like, how much left is left?
I just wanted to see how much longer before I had to go to bed because I'm very tired all the time. So I'm just
you're gestating, so it's understandable.
Gestating a lot of pierogies. But actually, before we get into facts about this movie, I do want to update all of our listeners. Since last week's conversation, we have all eaten a Baconator.
Oh, yeah.
I did it in my car while driving.
The saddest of meals.
Fucking. I had a discussion about it. So you text me on Saturday, and I was at. I'm just gonna call him Dylan. He'll be pissed because I didn't recognize his celebrity, but he doesn't listen to this, so it doesn't even matter. But they do blind taste tests in akin to Good Mythical Morning.
Mm-hmm.
So they got. I guess I was there. They got 6 cheeseburgers, plain, literally just bun, burger, cheese. And then you put on blindfold, someone feeds you, and then you have to say, you give it a score, and then you guess where it came from.
Oh, okay.
So when you text me on Saturday, that's what we were doing. And it was like, I was so fucking hungry by the time this happened that I got to a point where I'm like, I need another sliver of burger because I'm dying. So we went first. So the second group was happening, and we're cutting up the burgers, and then a guy's just discarding, and I'm just eating the discard pile. I ended up eating so much garbage burger that it wasn't good for my insides, but...
Well, then you can't blame the
I did bring up
Baconator.
the fact that I had eaten a Baconator and then like 4 cheeseburgers the next day. It actually might have been more than that. I don't even fucking know. But if anyone's wondering, it was Culver's, and a lot of these are probably local to Wisconsin, so if you haven't heard of them, that's why. But it's Culver's, Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, Quick Trip, which is a gas station,
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
and Hardee's. Dude, so Quick Trip burgers, Quick Trip's food's actually really good. Like, they started doing fried chicken, and it is fucking amazing. They have a fried chicken tortilla roll-up. It's just a tortilla, a piece of, like, processed cheese, and one of their chicken tenders, and it is to die for. When you visit, we're going to Quick Trip for dinner.
I can't wait to have that processed cheese.
Oh, God, it's so good. But so they're like regular cheeseburger. The burger patty is, like, very meatloafy, in my opinion.
All right.
So it's really easy to figure out. But, like, their Angus burgers are a little more,
It's
like...
a little spongy.
Yeah, it's like everyone knew as soon as they were eating a Quick Trip burger because fucking we've all eaten them.
Let me just say,
We'll have to take him to like a Five Guys if he ever comes here.
they probably.
We have them here.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of like what we would have here that he wouldn't have.
You have Arby's?
Well, I did
Think you'd have Arby's?
text you outside of the show, but I'll reiterate it on the show, and he knows exactly what I think I'm going to say. The
Cheese
South,
sticks?
I showed Dylan and Josh, and I think we're gonna try and
the
make them.
South Philly taco, which is a slice of Lorenzo's pizza, which is a very large piece of pizza. We've eaten it.
Mhm.
It's garbage pizza, but whatever. And
Well, it doesn't fucking matter.
it does not. But it's
Right.
wrapped in it is a Philly cheesesteak, typically from Jim's, because that's what's on South Street in Philadelphia. So
I think so. My friend Josh and I were talking about California burritos.
okay.
So it's just like steak. I don't know if it's necessarily carne asada, but it's steak, French fries, cheese, and guacamole just rolled up into a burrito. Like apparently it's a staple of California food trucks.
All right.
So this is how we got to talking about just making a South Philly taco or whatever the fuck they're actually called, because he was like, well, I can't find a place to get them around here. And I'm like, well, let's just fucking make one.
Exactly.
And I started looking it up. I'm like, it's not that hard. And then I was like, why don't we just make these South Philly tacos too? I could just find a recipe for a cheesesteak and try to mimic it, and then make a pizza and just cut the slices real big.
Pretty much, you just cut the pizza in half and you're solid.
Yeah, that's why I just need a cooking show on the internet.
You do. What would you call it?
I don't know. My tattoo artist and I talked about it. Pete. Big up to Pete. Because a lot of times he's like, this is what I made. And then I'm like, I'm going to make it bigger. So he's like, I'm trying to make a Taco Bell Mexican taco from scratch. And I'm like, I made it the size of a pan.
You are like that. Whenever I'm like, hey, this is what I just made. You're like, I'm making that shit in 2 days.
But and that's like not and I don't want it to sound like it's like I'm just trying to one up you, but it's very much like people give me ideas. So like I sent you the that Chef IQ smart cooker. A friend of mine has one, and that's why I kind of finally bit the bullet. And it's like honey sriracha wings, and I'm like, I want to make those, but also what other kind of wings can I make in the same kin to that? So it's like I started looking through the recipes to try to figure out how I can make it like better.
Wing party.
I love chicken wings. I know you already know this, but I don't have one tattooed on me because I like looking at them.
True. Very true. There is this place here that, again, when like you visit here, I'll take you to, or I'll have food delivered from there. It's called Rib Rack.
Sign me up.
Done. Sold. Bought my plane ticket. It's really infamous in like Northeast Philadelphia. It's one of these restaurants that's like built in the side of a house, like in a row home, and it's been around for like 80 years. That's probably an exaggeration, but they have some of the most delectable meat fall off the bone ribs and wings that, like, just thinking about them, I want the heartburn and like the pain so bad, because it's worth it.
I gotta turn my camera off so I can, do stuff.
But yeah, I mean, I remember when I was a kid when we would watch like pay-per-view boxing fights. It was always like an event at my house. My aunt would always bring 3 containers of each, because there would be like a handful of people at my house, and it would just be like 20 pounds of barbecue sauce dripping wings or ribs rather, and then these wings that are just like doused in wing sauce. Like you could take a spoon and like take a mouthful of the wing sauce.
I should send you. You have an air fryer, right?
No.
No, you don't. Okay. Well, anyways, I mean, I know you have grills and stuff. So there's this stuff, and I know you can get it on the internet, but it's in a store here. It's called Cosmos Q.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a dry rub that you put on chicken wings, and I got like the buffalo ones, and it has like like blue cheese seasoning in it.
Ooh.
So fucking good. What I wanted to say when you started talking about the barbecue though is this Saturday, which when this comes out, this will be a month ago. But there's a wrestling show I don't know what they fucking call them. I gotta go work, take the door at a wrestling show. But it's at a brewery. I texted Dan before because they have pumpkin beer. Confirmed they have pumpkin beer already.
Ooh.
They also have a barbecue truck coming.
Ooh.
I know. So I'm gonna fucking get just shit plowed on pumpkin beer and eat brisket till my tits hurt.
Clip number 2.
I'm full of them. It's fine.
You really are. Every once in a while, I'll like look at my folder filled with like headline clips that are gonna come out, and I'm just like, it's literally all something crazy that you have said. So yeah, just to reiterate and go back to the original point, since last week, all 3 of us have eaten a Baconator, and I would like to confirm that it was just as good as I remembered, and I did not regret a single moment of eating it. I regretted it the following 48 hours.
I had to wash my face.
Oh yeah, I felt like such a grease monkey afterwards.
Yeah. I only got you junior one though.
I know. Because I know.
She sent me a picture, and I got through the drive-thru, and I texted her. I'm like, "Did you get an adult?"
No,
because no, a junior. And I'm like, "That's what I thought."
I know my fucking limits, okay?
Which is fine. You're a fraction of the size of me.
True, though. You should have seen the plate of pierogies I ate earlier. It was obscene.
I mean, it would have been nice if you would have sent it to me. It's fine.
I
should have sent you a bowl of the picture of the bowl of pasta I ate. Like, I looked at the box of macaroni and I'm like, I'm just going to make this. So I probably won't eat it, but it's just been sitting here open for so long, and I fucking ate the whole thing. Like an hour later, and I'm like, hungry. Like, God damn it.
Decisions were made.
Right.
Anyway, that's your food update for right now. I hope you enjoyed it. So to get back to the movie that we're supposed to be talking about, The Town That Dreaded Sundown is rated R. It has a runtime of 90 minutes. 86, 87-ish, if you want to be fully accurate. And it falls into the category of crime, drama, horror, mystery, and thriller. It is directed by Charles B. Pierce, and it stars Ben Johnson, Andrew Prine, Dawn Wells, Jimmy Clem, and Bud Davis, who plays the Phantom. Some taglines. Oh no, I lied. Just also to add on to a little bit more information, it was released on December 24th, 1976. Merry Christmas, everybody. So, some taglines, and luckily they're...
Sorry, there was a bug.
No, you're all good.
There was a bug.
I thought you fell because I wasn't looking at you.
That would have been even better. I just whoop right out of my chair.
Did he have a heart attack thinking about wings?
Alyssa
Chicken nuggets!
Alyssa.
Anyway, some tagline to the film. Not everyone comes to this lover's lane has the same thing on their mind. Not a horrible one. A true story. We'll get to that. A true tale of Texarkana terror. Can I just say I love the word Texarkana?
Me too. I don't know why, but I do.
It's just, it rolls off the tongue really fun.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
In 1946, this man killed 5 people. Today, he still lurks the streets of Texarkana, Arkansas. What's the budget, Matt?
$400,000.
Damn.
Which is weird. It made $5 million, which it doesn't. But okay, do we need to get out the old inflation calculator?
Abso-fruitly.
400,000 in 1976 would be $1.8 million.
Damn, that's a lot.
And then 5 million would be 22.7 million. So that's pretty respectable for a horror movie.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I have things to say about this film. I know you two negative Nancys are
I feel like you look
I really don't have a lot to say. I just didn't care for it.
I feel like you look at it more as like a documentary.
Well, it is. They call it a semi-documentary, but we'll get into that. But like, I just thought it was unique, even though it's based like most of these horror films. The last, at least two others, Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre were both based on true events, quote unquote. But it's basically based off of a serial killer. This is also based off of a serial killer. So feel free to get into that plot.
All right. Before the Phantom attacks, which occurs about 8 months after World War II, Texarkana was pleasant and citizens were preparing for a good future. On the night of Saturday, March 3rd, 1946, Sammy Fuller and Linda Mae Jerkins, it's actually Jenkins, I just wanted to say Jerkins, they park on Lover's Lane where I said I would go. Soon the hood of the car opens and closes and a man with a bag over his head, let me finish this paragraph, then I have a story, with holes cut out for the eyes, is seen holding wires he had yanked from the engine. While Sammy tries starting the car, the man breaks his window, pulls him out, cutting around the broken glass. The man then gets inside the car with Linda. I just realized that he has a bag over his head. Bag over his head. Here we say bag. Everywhere else, all my friends make fun of me for not saying bag.
Oh, I thought that was underwear.
What?
Huh?
On his head?
Yeah, it looked like
Oh
tiny
no, it's
whities.
just a bag. You're missing the moral of the story here. But no, it's just a bag.
Well, Daniel, how do you what do you call what you put in
Your groceries in?
the can under the sink?
Trash can?
He typically says trash
I'm the trash man.
or math.
Sorry.
I don't know, like his mom has a similar accent, but like I have no idea where the fuck they get it from.
What do you push?
A button?
Okay. Dan? What do you push?
Say button.
A button.
A what?
Button.
Okay. My mom goes button. I'm like, it's a fucking button.
Where's the I, Mom?
A button.
A
Mom,
button.
it's a fucking button. I'll button you right in the nose.
After I check your junk folder again.
She'll listen, be like, "Oh, Matthew, you stop it."
She texted me before, and it's a picture of a beer can. Every picture she sends me is really fuzzy. And I'm like, you have like a fancy phone. How are all these pictures out of focus? And she says, "Do you want one of these?" And I'm like,
I don't know what it is.
I know, like it's a beer I've had. So I'm like, if you bought it, yes. She goes, "No, it's at the bar. I'll get one though." And I'm like, "I've had it. Don't buy it." She goes, "Well, I already bought it." I'm like, "Then why fucking ask?" She does it every time. She's like, "Do you want this?" And then she just buys it. Like she does that to Alyssa all the time. Okay.
Your mom sounds
At least
like precious.
at least she was nice enough to buy it.
Oh yeah, no. My mom she's super fucking sweet, and all she wants to do is like nice things. But she's now retired and bored. So like, on noon on a Tuesday, she's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm working. What can I help you with?" "Well, just seeing what you're doing."
I miss you.
We can assume if it's Monday through Friday, between 8 and 5, probably working. The next morning, Linda is found on the side of the road, barely alive. While at the crime scene, Deputy Norman Ramsey reports that both victims are still alive. He leaves a message for Sheriff Parker to meet him at Michael Meagher Hospital. At the hospital, the doctor tells Sheriff Barker that Linda was not raped, but that her back, stomach, and breasts were heavily bitten, literally chewed.
Ooh.
At the police station, Barker suggests to the police chief Sullivan to warn teens and college students from parking on lonely roads. Where else are you going to get a blowy if you can't park on a lonely road?
I don't know.
Anywhere else.
I don't know. I don't think they were given street blowies back then.
Who knows?
Probably not. And like I think most of these people that were attacked were teenagers, so I think they would get murdered by their parents if a member of the opposite sex was in their home.
The actors weren't teenagers.
Damn, it's a movie.
I know, that one guy was like 40. I'm going to prom.
Let's go, Mary Sue.
On March 24th, while investigating a lover's lane in heavy rain, that rhymes, Ramsey hears gunshots to find Howard W. Turner dead in a ditch and the corpse of his girlfriend, Emma Lou Cook, tied to a tree. Ramsey spots the hooded man escaping in a car with a bag, not underwear. Panicked, town sells out of guns and other home safety equipment. Sheriff Barker calls in to help and tells Ramsey they are getting the most famous criminal investigator in the country, the Lone Wolf of the Texas Rangers, Captain J.D. Morales.
Oh, this is my favorite part of the movie.
After arriving, Morales explains he will be in charge of the investigation and calls the unintended attacker a phantom. Ramsey is assigned to assist Morales and Patrolman A.C. Sparkplug Benson
Is this Sparkplug?
to be his driver.
Yeah, Sparkplug. Yeah.
Oh, he's the best part of the whole movie. Him driving.
Benson. I have to find some fun in this movie.
Sure.
Sparkplug Benson.
They call me Sparkplug.
At the barbershop, Ramsey explains to Morales his theory that the Phantom attacks every 21 days. The next attack falls on the day of a high school prom. Decoys are set up at the edges of town. After the dance on April 14th, trombone player Peggy Loomis, why is her being a trombone player matter? Don't know.
Because he attacked her with a trombone.
Yeah, remember?
No, he probably didn't get to that part in the
Yeah,
movie
that-
today. He just saw like the title, Town That Dreaded Sundown. I was like, fuck this.
I pushed play and I was like, fuck.
You know,
despite
really quick. For whatever reason, I was watching something on my computer and it wouldn't shut off properly. So I went into like the dashboard and I saw that you started. No, it was fucking Scream 3. And because I needed background noise. And I saw that you started watching it, and I wanted to hit stop playback so badly and just write a message so you could see it on your like TV, like eat a dick.
Do you know how bad I've wanted to do this for to a lot of people?
I'm gonna do it to you one day.
That's fine. I might do it. I never see you watching anything of mine because you hate me.
Because I usually have what you.
No, that's true. Despite her worries, they go to Spring Lake Park in the middle of town. When they leave, the Phantom jumps on the driver's door and pulls Roy out of the car, causing Peggy to crash. She flees as the Phantom beats Roy, but he catches her and ties his hands around a tree. Roy awakens, but is shot to death while attempting to escape. The Phantom attaches a pocket knife.
I'm still laughing.
I know you are. The Phantom attaches a pocket knife to the distal end of the slide of Peggy's trombone and kills her with it, while playing the instrument by repeatedly projecting the slide with knife toward her into her back while she is tied to a tree. I kind of want to go just watch that part.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. There was no... He made no trombone... Like, he did not actually blow into it. He just, like...
Put it on...
Flung it forward. So I was, like, waiting because, like, the whole time, the Phantom keeps, like, blowing in and out aggressively into the sack. And he was blowing out, but, like, no noise was coming out of the trombone. Not like a... Nothing.
All I want to see is when he stabs her. Just go,
I thought that would have been great if they had that, but they don't have it.
The noise.
You just hear like, whoosh, whoosh, like it going into her.
Well, I wonder if they didn't want it to come across as comical in any sort.
Sparkplug is
really Sparkplug can't even drive.
Yeah, and
please,
like, Sparkplug, but like every time you saw him, they had like a little like doo-doo-doo-doo music, like with him like. Like
yeah, with the
so that's what I'm saying. So I think this movie didn't like. It's pretty. There's the fact that he killed someone with a trombone slide with a knife attached to it is comical in itself. So why not just fucking go all in on it?
True.
And then stab her repeatedly.
True. I know. I agree. The one thing I remember, and I want to make sure that Daniel makes note of it, that bugged the shit out of him was the first couple that gets attacked. Is that he literally just like rests his head on her knee.
What the fuck was he doing? He just
and
puts
just is just like
he's like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And he just puts his head down on her lap.
He literally wasn't
That's
doing anything. It looks like she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "God, Mary Sue, shut up."
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch, Mary.
Like, what the heck is he doing?
Well, obviously in 1976, they couldn't show any type of, sexual relations or anything like that. So I'm assuming they're insinuating it because they did something else too in one of the lovers' lane. Oh yeah, the one guy, he scoots over to his girlfriend after prom and just puts his head on her shoulder. And I looked at Dan. I was like, if we were dating and we went to a lovers' lane and that's
my big move.
That's your big move. I'd be like, can you just take me the fuck home because I'm bored.
Didn't know I was here with a bitch.
Exactly. But yeah, so she got tromboned. Boom!
And tied to a tree.
Can you put your slide in my vagina?
Ew.
I thought we were doing sexy trombone jokes. God, come on, guys.
Mine was funny. I did think that was creepy though, like the one couple that they found like that next morning or whatever. She was tied to a tree. I was like, oh, that's pretty gruesome. And with the bullet hole.
Yeah, I agree that scene where she was tied to the tree was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot the prom part where Sparkplug dresses up as a girl.
Yeah, that was Daniel's favorite part.
Best dressed.
I thought of that because when I was reading it, it was the part where they have decoys.
Yeah, then the whisker guy.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I enjoyed that part.
He's like, what are you doing? Stop it.
Yeah, and then starts ripping his wig off and stuff.
At the barber shop, Ramsey explains to Morales his theory that the Phantom attacks every 21 days. Which is weird because in the last paragraph, or the 2 paragraphs ago, they said that he does. Whatever.
Yeah.
The next... Oh, no. I already read all this. Morales and the other officers meet with psychiatrist Dr. Kress at a restaurant where he explains that the Phantom is a highly intelligent sadist with a strong sex drive. You and me both, buddy. Between the ages of 35 and 40, you and me both, buddy. As Kress expresses his doubts about the chances of capturing the Phantom's shoes are shown, revealing that he had heard the entire conversation. At the station, a man named Johnson's...
Oh, dear God.
Johnson. Says that he was robbed and forced to drive a man to Lufkin at gunpoint. While on the road, Ramsey receives a report about an armed suspect and a brief chase ensues. The suspect, at first denies everything, then confesses to being the Phantom, but Morales is unconvinced. Johnson identifies him as a robber. Shitty way to end a paragraph, Wikipedia. On May 3rd, Helen Reed is seen by the Phantom leaving a grocery store. At home that night, Helen asks her husband, Floyd, who is sitting in front of a window in his armchair, if he hears somebody walking outside. After he replies that he does not, the Phantom shoots him through the window.
In the head.
Helen inspects and sees Floyd dying. As she uses the telephone to call the police, the Phantom breaks through the screen door and shoots her twice in the face.
Damn.
Despite her wounds, she drags herself out of the house and into a cornfield while the Phantom inspects Floyd's body. The Phantom stalks her with a pickaxe, but leaves when she gets help at a nearby house. News of his attack causes the town to panic, and people begin boarding up their windows.
Would you do that? I don't think I'd ever board up my windows. Like, I'm not going to damage my house.
I think it's to prevent him from getting into the house. You have to think they don't have security systems.
I don't know if security systems were as prevalent in 76. Like, now you can order one on the internet for $100.
Yeah, but like, I mean, like, they're not going to have like a window alarm.
No, but that's like even... Yeah, I don't know if security systems really existed back then.
It's 1946. No, a lock on the door, and people.
Oh, I forgot this took place in 46. Sorry. Yeah, in 1946, I don't believe a security system of any caliber like that would exist. So your option was to board up your windows, probably.
Yep. Especially in like a rural
area. Which one of us have been drinking? A rural.
Yeah, an area like that. So.
Yeah, I'd probably put shutters in before I boarded up my windows.
Yeah, well, you would know better. People are, don't. So they gotta do what they gotta do. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't know how to work wood like you do. I put it on a fucking tee for you, Matt, and you put your head down in shame.
Swing away, Merle.
Because I really wanted you to have your moment with that sick-ass dick joke.
Thank you.
I've had enough beer to want to give credit to your jokes.
Wow.
I'd like to invest in your stand-up career.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting slow claps, am I right?
And actually, it was really funny, but I thought Dan would have taken that one and run with it.
No, of course not. Because he's like, yeah, I do work well with wood. What of it?
And I think, okay, so back to the dick joke. I think it was because it was very much on the nose and made to be that way. Exactly. That's why I left it alone. If Dan would have made a comment and been like, yeah, I love woodworking, that would have been more of a reason to make a joke because it kind of took him a second to figure it out. So.
God damn it, Daniel.
Yeah. Dang it, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
Nice shoes.
Later, Morales and Ramsey receive a report about a stolen car that matches the one from the Turner and Cook murders. When investigating a sand pit, they encounter a Phantom. Morales shoots him, but misses, causing him to run into the woods. The Phantom escapes by jumping past a moving train, but is shot in the leg. While the officers are waiting for the train to pass, the Phantom escapes. They continue their search, but never find him. Years later, during the Christmas season of 1976, the Town That Dreaded Sundown premieres in Texarkana, and the shoes of the Phantom are seen on someone standing in line.
Like he didn't get new shoes?
It was just,
Come on.
It's to correlate.
He bought white Reeboks in mass.
But also he was limping, so.
Yeah.
If Matt actually watched the fucking movie.
I watched it once.
I would give you credit, I'm kidding.
In the before time. That was fucking plenty.
In yesteryear.
Yeah.
Here's why I'm not going to get into that yet.
Here's a nice piece of shit.
Oh, God, here we go with that bullshit.
That's a classic line from 1999's Billy Madison.
Oh, my God, is that from Billy Madison?
Yes, it is, but I don't think that movie actually came out in 1999.
Well, you said 96, so pick one.
I said 1999.
Did you?
And it came out in 95.
Boom.
Yeah, well, if only this was all being recorded.
Wow, I want to smack you so hard across the face. The rudest. All right, now that we have talked about food, mainly, and we rushed through the plot of that film, let's get into questions of the damned, which some of them have already been answered within said reading. Not like it matters.
Are you serious?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, no.
It's okay, I don't...
Well, you gotta start looking for other spots.
Don't.
For those questions.
Well, some of these movies, there just isn't a lot of extra shit.
There really isn't. And this was one of the movies that I struggled to find information.
And if you listen to this show, you know the last thing I'll do is ever defend Erika. So...
Which means this movie is... It is horrible.
See, I disagree, but we'll get into that. So, questions of the damned. Alright, Daniel.
Yes.
At the time of filming, there was no ending written for this film. Who wrote it? Director Charles B. Pierce, Andrew Prine, who played the deputy, or Dawn Wells, one of the female victims?
What's my...
Oh, dear God. The director, a male actor, or a female actor, because the names and or characters is not going to matter.
Male actor.
Andrew Prine, one of the actors, actually wrote the ending to the film.
Yeah, I don't think the victim would be like, this is what happened.
Well, no, I meant like it was an actress.
Oh, I thought you said like... Okay.
Who played one of the female victims. But either way, it worked out for you.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew. What film is showing at the end of the movie at the theater? The Town That Dreaded Sundown, Carrie, or The Omen?
It would have been really easy if I watched this movie.
Uh-huh.
Fucking shut up. I think it's The Town That Dreaded Sundown. I just read the thing.
You said it.
You literally read it not 5 minutes ago.
I was like, shit.
Hey.
I was so hoping you'd get it wrong.
Me too, because I knew it.
So, like, Daniel could hold that over your head forever. Like that time you answered something wrong and then Daniel said the same exact answer the next round, like the next time. I was like, is it 1, 2, or 3? You're like, 2. I was like, that's wrong. I'm like, Daniel, what do you think? He's like, it's 2. No.
Oh, Daniel.
All right, Daniel.
Yeah.
The killer in this film infamously wears a mask while attacking people. What horror franchise used this same method for their killer as inspiration? Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, or Ghostface, which is Scream?
Each one of them has a fucking mask, Erika.
Yeah.
So, like, how is that not all the fucking above?
Because it's not.
But I'm going to go with Scream. That's an actual fucking cloth mask.
Hold on. Matthew, do you need me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
The killer in this film infamously wears a mask while attacking people. What horror franchise used this same method for their killer as inspiration?
Oh.
Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Ghostface.
It's Jason Voorhees.
In Friday the 13th, Part 2, Jason Voorhees wears a sack on his head. He does not wear the ski mask until Part 3, correct?
Hockey mask, yes.
Yeah. What did I say, ski mask?
Yeah, but I knew what you meant. I didn't want all of Turkey to come after you. Because we're real big in that country. Don't worry, I love you, Turkey.
Okay, so, Matthew, where was this film's shooting location? L.A., North Carolina, or Texarkana?
I want to say, I'm going to go with Texarkana. Like, I want to say that they wanted to keep it really, to what it was supposed to be.
Hey, guys, remember 30 years ago when all these people were murdered? We're going to come back and film those murders all over again.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
All right, Daniel, last question. Even though you can't win. I love you so much. How much of the true story, quote unquote, was used as reference for this film? A good deal, all source material from journalists and news reports. It was loosely based with only some liberties, or barely any factual evidence at all.
Good deal. Fuck you.
What are the other two choices?
This is why this movie sucks. It's not even based off the real fucking thing. Are you serious?
Loosely based with some liberties or barely any factual evidence.
Yeah. So let's get to the rate part because I'm giving it.
Calm down. Calm down. Let him.
I'm going with. So what is it? Barely or loosely?
Yes.
Doesn't matter. Still shit.
You're so bitter.
Says in the beginning of the first fucking line, it's like, this is based on real fucking events.
Can you calm down, man? Can you take the chillest of pills?
Barely. I was gonna say, whatever's the furthest from the truth. Let's go that way.
Yeah,
Basically, the only thing was his description. I mean, yes, these people were attacked. Yes, these people were murdered. But
Sparkplug's not even real.
Beyond,
Benson.
He's probably totally fake. But beyond that,
his name is probably Boat Shoe Jenkins.
Probably. You kidding?
Leroy Jenkins.
You kidding? The police didn't even know about this.
It was just a farmer. He's the only one who knew about all these murders.
You really think he's going to strike again?
I got a strong feeling he will.
So now that we have gone through the plot briefly, and we've gone through questions of the damn even briefer, now we go to yay, nay, or slay. For me, I'm a little bit more generous than these two assholes. I give it like a yay. Like I'm kind of in between the two. I'm not necessarily hating on it completely because I thought it was unique. And just to bring up, there were certain parts where I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure John Carpenter watched this movie and he kind of got like his visuals from there. Like especially at the last victim that got shot in the face when she's running and trying to get away from him. It very much reminded me of how in 2 years later when we watch Halloween, Laurie running from one house to the other in search for help. It seemed very similar. I don't know if there was that inspiration and what have you, but I could see where certain horror writers and directors and fans pulled from this movie. So I can't hate on it too much because like with every movie that I think we've watched thus far, I think sans Alice, Sweet Alice, and
Sweet Shit.
Bay of Blood. Everything else I feel like has really pulled a lot of where the horror genre gets to today. I think that, I think you get what I'm saying. So I give it like a yay. I didn't necessarily it's not my favorite movie. I'm not going to watch it all the time. Probably going to delete it off my Plex, but I'm not going to shit all over it like you're about to hear. So Daniel, go ahead. Take your dump.
Oh, to me, it's a slay. Firstly, because
and foremostly,
if these people are supposed to be high school students and you have this budget, hire some actors that are close to the freaking age.
Well, Dan, hold on, real quick. I think you grossly underestimate how much older.
The guy was like 40, and he's like,
but I'm just saying,
going to prom.
Like I've seen like my aunt and uncles, their yearbooks and stuff like that. And some of these bitches look 50 years old and they're 16. So yeah, I think that's a little, I mean, I have your feelings, but I think people looked a little bit older back then.
Yeah. I also thought because look at the time that this came out, there was other movies that were gory. For this to be rated, I don't even think this should have been rated R. I don't think it deserved a rated R. So that's why I don't really appreciate it because the only scene that you saw that was pretty bad was her being tied up to a tree and the one spot where he shot the girl in the face and the guy in the head. But you didn't really see a visual because they pan away from it and then pan back to it kind of.
Yeah. I don't want you to think that I'm arguing with everything that you're saying, but I also want to point out that this is also 1976 and people were not, I think they are gauging an R rating based mostly off of terror than actual gore.
I don't know.
Because that wasn't to me, too popular yet.
It didn't no aspect of this scared me.
Really? Because you had a nightmare the night that we watched this.
No.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I almost forgot that. And we were laying in bed. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden I hear, oh, ah, and I'm
I
like,
had a
what?
weird dream that night.
I'm like, what happened? And what's going on? And you're like, someone's breaking into the house. And then you fell back asleep. And it was the night that we watched this movie. So I don't know, connections, maybe.
I don't think it was nothing like that. But
Shamananaya.
I think they could have made it. I think they could have made it scarier.
What do you think, Matt?
It was really slow, and I didn't care for it. This day and age, I need at least 45 tits.
Like on one female or just...
Yes, I need one lady, 45 boobs.
With all those nipples.
I don't know to look at her eyes or one of her 45 nipples. No, seriously, I thought the movie was really slow, and it probably, if they recreated it, I probably wouldn't be any happier because it wouldn't be any better. It's a fine story, and for...
They did.
Okay, no, you're right. What is it, 2014?
14.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have it on my Plex.
I saw that. And I forgot that they had done that, so I kind of want to rewatch that.
Yeah, I want to see that they reboot. They like with everything they rebooted it in the 2010s, and it's probably way sicker. It's probably way more violent. It's probably
what I would want.
Yeah, I mean, feel free to watch it. It's there. It's there for your enjoyment. So are you naying it or slaying it?
I'll just nay it. Yeah, because it's not like I thought it was a complete piece of shit. It was just really boring, and I had a really hard time keeping focus on it. It wasn't that it was just so bad. You know what I mean? It wasn't like junk acting with a really bad story. Like, the story's fine.
Yeah.
But I do now really want to watch 2014 one. I forgot that they had done this.
I smell a bonus episode.
I don't know. I just feel like they went with that motive of being like they're trying to think of the words to say it. Like they're trying to be as realistic as possible, but then you tell me that it's not even based off of 100% true events.
It is.
By the way, the guy in the backgrounds talk, like they're talking and and then this happened and then that happened and this happened.
It's the same.
But you would think that you would see more gruesome things. Like you didn't see a close up of the bite marks. You saw maybe from 10 feet away. Like you didn't see anything like that to show true fear in what this guy is capable of doing.
No, I get that, but it's as true as Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based on true events, or as Psycho being based on true events, or even
to me,
even Nightmare on Elm Street, based quote unquote. Well, they don't put that in the movie, but there was a whole story. We'll get there when we get there, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, to me, to make it better, they could have zoomed in on the girl being tied to the tree, and then you could see flesh coming off her freaking hands from her trying to get away.
Really?
Something like that.
You like gore?
No, I mean if that's because they didn't really show you much. They're oh, girl tied to a tree and she's bit.
But like I said, I think they're playing more on terror than they are on visuals. You know what I mean? Because you have to think in 1976, like what Matt said last week when we talked about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, how the crime and hitchhiking went down, I think he said 18% in Texas because of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. These types of movies, because like we even discussed in that episode, that's not an overly gruesome movie. Even it's just has a lot of moments of terror. They just executed that terror better, but it instilled fear in people enough to be I ain't fucking picking up hitchhikers. And when we get to something like Scream, I don't know the percentage, but caller ID, which was not a popular thing back then, skyrocketed after that movie came out. So these movies do have an effect on people, but we are, as a society at this point, especially the three of us, are very desensitized. I watched this, I did not get scared, and I sure shit didn't have any fucking nightmares. But you know what I'm saying? We look at things differently. The shit that scares me now is mainly things that aren't real. Paranormal Activity freaks me out because you're gonna hear a random bang in your house, and you're like, what the fuck's that?
It's a ghost.
Did you see they announced the next one?
Oh my god, really?
2022, March of 2022. I think they're rebooting it.
They're rebooting the first one.
I don't know if they're rebooting the franchise or they're rebooting the first one.
It's so new. How whatever, we'll get there.
Yeah, right.
They're redoing everything.
Before we close out the show, I did want to read a 5-star review that we got back in May. Sorry that I'm just getting this now. It came from Ireland, so sometimes those get a little delayed from me seeing them. It's from MedDoc85, 5-star review, titled Great Horror Movie Podcast. He or she said, "What can I say? This podcast is awesome. The hosts have great chemistry, and you can tell they really love horror movies. 5 ravioli out of 5, with a smiley face." Douches, man.
Thanks.
So thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. We are still weekly this month because it is October. It is the spooky months. Next week will be our last weekly show. But you get 2 episodes next week. So next time on the show, we will be talking 1978's Halloween. And then we will have a bonus episode on Halloween itself, which I will wait for that to drop for you to see what movie we covered there. But I hope you tune in. Thanks for listening to this. And I doubt we're going to talk about food as much next week because I think we all like Halloween a lot. But yeah, thanks everyone. And we will catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Texarkana today still looks pretty much the same. And if you should ask people here on the streets what they believe happened to the Phantom Killer, most would say that he is still living here and is walking free.